and gentlemen, the good news is 2020 is almost over.
Yay!
And this has been a tricky year, to say the least. And there's a couple of things I've found that have helped me get through it. Now, for most people, you've been with other people a lot more than normal. You know, you've been at home, and sometimes relationships don't work so well when you're jammed in close all that time. And I've got a few tips and a few ideas that have helped me get through the year. The first one is to do with gold and silver. Okay. Now, Karen, I'm going to put these two coins in my hand. I'm going to close that up now. Can you say a coin, gold or silver? What would you say?
Silver.
Silver. All right. I'm going to take the silver coin out. And what do you think we should do with the silver coin? What do you think is the good use of the silver coin?
Are you going to flip it, or what do you mean?
No. So, for instance, I think my maxim is use the silver to pay the bills.
Oh.
All right. So that's what we should do. So that's what we should do with the silver. What do you think we should do with the gold?
Can we pay more bills?
No, we can buy jewelry. You know, that's what we should do with that.
Oh, wow!
So that, and I found that maxim works really well with my wife. As long as I buy the gold
Can I have that?
jewelry, and then she's pretty happy about that. Now, this year, as I said, it's been a tricky year, but God bless the internet. What would we do without the internet? Now, we can complain about the internet, but this year in particular, I don't think we would have survived as a nation or as a world without the internet. Now, you're probably wondering, what is this going to do with the internet? Well, this is a mini version of the internet. And these pom-poms represent different websites. We've got a blue pom-pom, a yellow pom-pom, a red pom-pom, and a white pom-pom. Now, you can choose your favorite websites. And this orange stick here is the internet backbone. Now, have you noticed, because lots of people being at home using the internet all the time, and sometimes there are problems. There are slow sites, broken connections. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when I did this to your children at kindergarten? You already remember.
The magic show, but I don't remember this part.
Right. So, I'm going to try to explain what happens is, because sometimes some sites are really fast and some are really slow. So let's have a look. We've got this blue. You can see this blue is connected to the yellow. Can you see that?
Yes.
Now, you can see how fast that is.
Yes.
Zip, zip. Very quick, isn't it?
Yes.
But let's imagine you're on the blue and you wanted to go to the white. This is what happens, you see. You go from the blue over to the yellow, across the backbone, down to the white, back up to the yellow, over to the blue. Can you see how that took longer than that?
Yes.
It did. Now, what about the red? Look, there's the blue, there's the yellow, over the backbone, down to the white, up to the red, back down to the white, over the backbone, back to the yellow. Whoosh! Mama! That took a long time, didn't it?
Yes.
And that's why some sites are slow and sometimes are fast, because the connections are slow. Now, when you're surfing on your web, you're doing this, you're pulling this thing here, you're going there, you're clicking around, you don't notice that everything's so slow and fast. It all seems to blend, doesn't it? Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's because of buffering and caching and all sorts of things. Now, sometimes I've noticed that you get a broken page or a broken image. Have you seen that before?
Yes, I
You
have.
click, and what is going on here? Well, what happens is you often get two connections firing at the same time and they clash in the middle. And the worst thing is, when you look inside, there's no help. There's no help on the internet. You've got to deal with it on your own. And if this happens, what do they tell you to do? They always tell you, switch off your browser and clear your caches. Have you heard the phrase clear your caches?
Yes.
And if you do, we don't know why it works, but magically, you can be surfing again in no time. But a word of warning. The internet is fine and it helps us in these trying times, but don't spend all day on the internet. Play with your kids, take your puppy for a walk, or read a good book. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Now, so I was talking about being together, and one of the things that often happens when you're put together in a room is you miss the signs. If you're not observant, you miss the signs. And so what was something very simple, it turns into a big argument. And the key is observation. You've got to just be able to spot when there are those signs before they get to melting point. And then we can have a happy life together. And this little test is a way to see if you're good at observation skills. All right? Now, Karen, I'm going to ask you to help me here. What have we got here? We've got 4 cards here. We've got 2 8s and 2 kings. Okay? And
You lower them a bit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, 2 aces and 2 kings. And there's different suits, a spade, a diamond, a heart and a club.
Mm-hmm.
Laurie will help you, and I'll help you too, okay? It's not as hard as it looks. Now, the first question is, for observation skills, is how many cards do I have here?
4.
4, all right? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's great. Now, there were 2 8s. There was a red 8 and a black 8. Now, do you remember the suit of the red 8? What was the suit of the red 8?
Oh, diamonds.
Diamond. Well done. And you didn't even hesitate, do you? Straight. That's very, very good. Now, what about the black 8? Do you remember the suit of the black 8?
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Clubs.
Spades.
Oh.
So close. So close, but good enough. Good enough. So now there were 2 court cards. Now, do you remember, were the court cards kings or were they jacks?
They were kings.
They were kings. That's right. So we have 2 kings. 2 kings here. We have 2 kings here. What are the values of those 2 cards? Do you remember just the values?
Are they both 8s?
Oh, no, the 8s are here. These are the kings down here.
20. Sorry.
No, she got it right. Yeah. It's like that. They're both 8s. The value.
Did you miss? I think you missed
I
what happened.
missed the joke.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's okay. So observation skills were almost there. I'm sure you've done very well this year. Very well. I can't say I've done so well. Now the other thing, of course, apart from observation skills, is cold hard cash. Having some cash makes all the difference.
Yes, now I'll perk up.
And one of the things I tried to use the power of the mind. And I'm going to see if it works on you, all right? So I've got 100, 200, 300, 400, $500. All right?
It's like God.
You can see that. You see that $100 bill there? There's 100.
No.
Look, just check. Look, we got 100. I'm going to make it very clear. 100, 200, 300, 400, $500. Okay? Are you
We have a
convinced?
problem.
Have I convinced you of mind over matter?
No.
Well,
No.
it's kind of like your God theory.
I
$1
disagree
to
with
100
that.
to God.
Yeah, this is not
Are you
it.
not seeing the $100? You
No.
know it's not 100 because can you tell me you're seeing a 1 instead of 100?
Yes,
Is that so
that's
you
what
know
I'm
it's not 100?
Uh-huh. I can
Yes,
pretend
that's the
it's
problem with
100.
mind over matter. It doesn't always work. You know, I got to find the right type of people. I'll tell you what. Let's see if we
She's a
can take this
believer.
one. And you know, if we take these ones here, you can see all the time they're ones because they've got a 1 there and a 1 there and a 1 there. You know, if it was 100, you'd know it was 100 because it would have 100 there, 100 there, 100 there, 100 there, and 100 there, wouldn't it? That's how you would know if it was 100. So if you looked at that, now does that look like 100 or a 1 to you?
Slowly, that looks like a 100.
That looks like a 100. Okay, so if that's look, is that 100? There's 1 there.
Slowly. Yes, that's a 100.
Is that no 1 there?
Yes. Oh my.
So that's how we do it. See, that's how I've kept going throughout this situation. Mind over matter. You see?
Can I have those?
Thank
I'll
you.
take that.
Now, the other thing they always talk about in life, and this was way before 2020, is you've got to have a life balance. You know, they often talk about work-life balance, but there's got to be balance. And in magic, there's a way to see if your magic's in balance. And I've got some ropes here, and you can see we've got a long rope, we've got a medium-sized rope, and we've got a short rope.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Yes.
So that's not in balance, is it? Not at all.
Well, they're not the same length.
That's
but-
right. That's right. Right on. There's no flies on you, is there, Karen? No flies on you. Right now,
She's not. You can't fool her.
what we're going to do, I'm going to ask you. Normally, I'd ask you to blow as hard as you can, but this time we're not going to do that. I'm going to ask you to wave as hard as you can. All right? And on the count of 3, just wave as hard as you can. We're going to see if we get these ropes into balance.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Go crazy. That's it. Beautiful. Look at that.
Whoa.
Now we have everything back in balance. So look at that. 1, 2, 3. All right.
That's
Now
good.
let me tie a knot. These are knots, so we can kind of lock in the balance. Sometimes you got to tie the knots to make sure. I think that's why people like getting married. And here we go. Let's have a look. Just like that. All right. So there we go. 1 piece of rope again. Thank you very much. Now, should we see if we can get rid of those dots? Those knots?
Sure.
Why
Let's put
not?
them in the pocket here. Put them in the pocket. Okay. Now I'm going to give the pocket 2 taps. 1 hot and 1 cold. A little bit of British humour there. And let's have a look. Yep, 1 piece of rope again. Thank you very much.
We have to see it,
You have to
sir.
see it?
Yes.
Can you feel the love in the room? Can you feel the love in here?
There's always a doubter, doubting Thomas.
Let's have a
That's
look.
right.
What's it? Oh dear. Didn't work out. I tell you what, you know that waving worked so well before. Can we try the waving again on the count of 3? Wave as hard as you can. 1, 2, 3. Well done! Look at that! There we go. There it is. Great job. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Thank you. Now, I was talking about actually finding the love in the room, and sometimes it's a bit tricky, but
Good luck.
I've got a card trick here that works on that too. I've got the. Can you see the 9 of spades there? It's not a particularly loving card, is it? The 9 of spades, but it's a card. Interesting enough, I've actually got another 9 of spades. There's another 9 of spades there. There's a lot of 9 of spades in this deck, actually. These are cards I've been collecting over the years. There's another 9. Look at that. You see, there's nothing wrong with the 9, but it's just a little dower. There's a 9 there. And now, oh look, there's the love, the Queen of Hearts. You couldn't get more love on one card, could you? And if we took that Queen of Hearts, maybe we can squeeze and just give it a flick, and we have another Queen. Look at that. That'd be nice. You're going to watch very close. Just push it through the hand, and there we go. There's another Queen. This is now you can start to see the love flowing through.
Yes.
Give it a flick. There we go. Now this last one's often a bit tricky, but look now.
Nice.
We're now halfway through. But wouldn't it be nice if we could turn the rest just so it's love everywhere we look? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes. Yes.
And now that 9 is going to be tricky, but look. There's the Queen. Look, can you see the red back? It's just got a nice red back. I'm just going to turn that. There's a red back there. Look, those 2 red backs, but no 9s. Right before your very eyes. Let's try that again. Look, there's the Queen. There's the red back. There's 1 Queen there. 2 more red backs, but no 9. Now we're starting to see, aren't we? Look. Right before you, am I doing it too fast, by the way? I don't know if I'm doing it too fast.
No,
I'm
but
doing it as slow as I possibly can, but each time, look, there's the red back there. Let's turn that over there, place it down there, 1, 2. And that, my friends, now can you feel the love?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel
Yes.
that.
Very nice. Very nice.
Now, the other thing I've noticed about this year is it's been very important to have hobbies. Doesn't matter really what your hobbies are, but if you don't have hobbies, you're going to lose it. And so one of the hobbies I used to do when I was a kid, and I kind of got back into it, was collecting matchboxes. All right. And when I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to keep the matches, so I had to throw away the matches. And here's some boxes I found. Now, these are Bryant and May. Now, does anyone know where Bryant and May were made?
I do not.
In the UK, in Liverpool. All right. And these are really nice boxes. Now you can tell a good pair of matchboxes because if you do this, if you hold it, let's just put it on this side here. If you hold it snug in the middle and you push very lightly, look, watch what happens. Look at that. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's happening because these are well constructed matchboxes. And if you've done any sort of middle school science, you know what's happening is the air is getting trapped in the middle and it's getting pushed through. So let's see if we can break that air. So we can break that air thing there. And if we push this over like this, now this is where you really start to see how well the air pushes. Look at that. Oh boy, look at that. Now that's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, does anyone remember who else was pretty cool from Liverpool?
Well, the Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles, that's right, the Beatles. I'm not going to say these are more cooler than the Beatles, but they're pretty cool. If you do, you can even do it like this. Like if we push this one down, look at this. Now we've got fingers like this, and there's even one. We can even try one more thing. We can. I don't know if we can do it upside down. That would be pretty neat, wouldn't it? So look at that.
Oh,
Even upside
wow.
down. Now the hardest problem with these matchboxes is how do you get them back in the box? That's the thing I always struggle with. But I found that if you push them down quickly and put the lid on, you get it done. So anyway, so these hobbies are very, very important. Now, you're probably thinking, boy, he hasn't done one pick a card trick. I've never seen a magician with a deck of cards not do a pick a card trick. COVID. Finally, your friend. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to do a pick a card trick without picking a card. I'm going to use this young lady this time, and I want you to. I'm going to make it interesting for you. Don't worry, I'm going to make it interesting. I'm going to give you a chance to win. So a chance to win. Where's my cash here?
Make it big. Make it big.
$20. All right. So I want you to think of a card, but make it easy for me. So think of the suit, the value and the suit in two kind of separate things. So we're
Okay.
going to try to zero in on the value first, then the suit.
Okay.
For $20, I'm going to try to get the value. All right? Are you thinking of a card?
Yes.
Do you want to change your mind? Because that was pretty easy. Do you want to change your mind? Or are you happy with that card?
I'm happy with the card. This is the value, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
the value.
Okay.
All right.
I got it.
You got the value?
Yeah.
So for $20, I'm going to see if I can name the value.
Okay.
Was it a 7?
No.
It wasn't.
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
It was. I felt there was a bit of
No.
hesitation.
No. No.
Okay, $20. What was the value again?
2.
2. 7, 2. You know, you got to understand. Going inside the mind, it's easy to get those two confused. Particularly inside your mind. I'll tell you that. Tell you what. Let's try another $20. Right. So for
All right.
$20, another 20. It's $40.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can get the suit. Right. You thinking about the suit this time?
Yes.
There's less suits than numbers.
Yes. Just think of the suit.
All right.
Diamonds.
No. No.
This is not my lucky. You can see why I wanted to do a pick a card trick. You sure it wasn't a diamond? What was the suit?
Spades.
Spades. There's not even any. There's no relationship at all, is there?
No.
Okay, well, let me try one more thing. I'll try.
Slow money down.
Let me put
You're making out great
I
here.
am.
another $20. This time I'm going to see if I can name the card. All right. The 2 of spades. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes.
You don't seem very impressed. This lady's laughing. You don't seem very impressed at all. Look, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do double or nothing?
Okay.
All right?
All right.
So I'm going to lay down another $60. It'll be $120.
Okay.
And if I can't impress you, you're going to keep the money.
Okay.
But if I impress you,
All right.
and you have to be honest,
All right.
if I impress you, I'll keep the money.
Okay.
All right? Let's have a look. Oh boy, I'm out of cash. Of
course.
That's okay.
Of
So that
course.
means I've got to impress you, or I have to give you an IOU. But I'm going to try to impress you. All right?
All right.
Now, I knew all along you were going to choose the 2 of spades, because on the back of these bills I wrote the 2 of spades.
What?
So does that impress you? Do
A
I win?
little.
Do I keep the
Yeah,
money? A little?
You keep the money. You keep the money.
So, okay, good.
Impressed a lot.
Very
I came
good.
out at the
And
end
you
there.
did
Thank you.
show
Thank you
us
very much.
both sides, didn't you? When you laid them down on the table.
You know, I don't want to get involved. I just know that the magic's there. What can I say? When the
Okay.
magic's there,
Yeah.
then
You
I
could have
take
chosen
it.
the. I mean, there was no
Anyway,
collusion.
so here's
You
what I
can't
would
be
say.
compromised.
No.
No, I can't be bought.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of my magic. I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas, and I really hope a very prosperous and safe 2021.